Yes, I think we're just missing Healer because she has to work tomorrow morning.
Yep.
Yeah.
4 or something crazy.
Ew.
And I think she's East Coast too, so.
Poor healer.
What's healer do for a living?
Heal people, probably?
I'm trying to remember.
I thought she was some form of teacher, but I can't remember.
Because I met her through art stuff, so. like, we've mostly talked about D&D and art stuff, and I don't think we've gotten into that yet. Okay. Trying to remember what all I used last week.
All right. You are all in an large open hallway, maybe about 12 feet wide, 6 or so feet. Beautifully appointed with crystalline statuary on fine marble, gold and white tapestry line the hall. Some of them are on fire. There's this Mexican standoff line of angry outer house nobles, weapons and wands drawn, as their glittering finery belies their various malicious intent, as they all look like they're gonna kill you all. Standing next, interspersed among them, are various members of the Silver Guard that had the displeasure of fighting so far, that are quite potent warriors, dressed in silvery plate mail, wielding silver lances. All of you have just you've arrived just in time, essentially, to grab Lady Emma, who managed to barely escape getting killed in the security office, at the cost of her own mother, unfortunately, who has sacrificed herself, regrettably, in the cause in order to keep her daughter alive. the You're looking behind you at this point to see if there's a way out for the hallway behind you, but you're sort of seeing it's a closed off hallway, except for a large set of double doors, but you have no idea where it leads. About this period of time, there's the jingle of bells, and suddenly crashing through the wall to your right are hounds dressed with like white mufflers, like pulling a sleigh, and behind them is and on the sleigh is the huntsman wearing a red ermine coat, basically white trimming. like
Awesome.
Lord, look who's come to save the
It is,
day.
I won't turn it down, Emma.
outer nobles, like, you lack mirth for this time of Yule. Like, oh! Sick them hounds. Like, as he sticks out his tongue, and his it's like he sort of his face sort of handsome face sort of twists and morphs that of a withered old man, and it sort of looks much more troll-like. You'd heard that Dark Fae can basically have a monstrous form. You've just never seen huntsman's. But to your mind, since you're all Londonites, this sort of looks like Krampus, or some version of Krampus, as he pulls out a bag full of coal and a heavy wooden club, and goes basically to do battle against the outer Fey nobles with his hounds.
They have been very, very bad.
Bring evil Santa Claus.
He turns back. His visage sort of like becomes. He winks over at Lady Emma. It's like, this would be a good opportunity for you to exit behind the double doors behind you. I don't know how long I can hold them off.
Lady Emma blushes, but she hides it.
Oh, cute.
See, as he goes about, and then basically all hell breaks loose as a dozen blobs of basically magical energy go flying towards the hound. Various flashing swords and silver spears go flying, and there's this clash of steel and fangs and magic that's happened.
Guys,
Okay, so what are you
let's
guys
go
up
hit
to?
the doors.
Let's go.
Roz?
Alice doesn't want to hear the hounds yelp. It'll make her very sad.
Yes,
So
let's
Zumlar
run.
is going to use
I
his
get that hell out
lay
of
on
there
hands
so she
on
can get
Lady Emma.
healed.
Oh, good idea, Zumlar.
What was that?
So I'm going to use my full complement of lay on hands on you.
Oh, thank you
Okay,
so
so how
much.
many hit points do you want to add back to Lady Emma?
All 55.
All right, you get 55, Lady Emma. As
Yes, thank you.
That's outstanding.
Zumlar is basically like has a iron grip on your shoulder as he's dragging you along, as as he pumps as much healing as he can. All right, the back doors you find are unlocked. You whip them open, and there's an intense, basically blast of cold as these doors obviously lead to the outside at this point, but rather than anywhere in the summer court, it looks like it leads deep into the winter woods. The woods are dark, the trees are gnarled, scraggly bits of bush basically they're barely holding onto their leaves dot the landscape. It looks desolate and barren and cold. Off in the distance, you can see a dark black castle with sort of leering yellow lit windows that sort of look like a skull with jagged, with this portcullis glaring at you.
Like Grayskull.
Exactly. Emma has seen this place before. This is Maeve's castle. This is the Winter Queen's castle. Also known as the Raven.
Oh.
I don't know. Don't do any deals with her, you guys.
Well, but she's in favor of the union and the peace between the summer and the winter court.
Definitely in favor of basically getting the peace deal done because it's costing. She and Titania have finally come to an accord that this incessant war is costing both sides way too much.
Yeah, so it may be
And it
safer
keeps on
for us there.
and it keeps on escalating and getting worse and worse rather than the occasional scuffle every decade or so. It's just like year on year, it's turned into this bloodbath for both sides.
Has this war been going on for 450 years? Or
Yes.
how long has this been going? Oh my god.
Because Emma's beginning to realize ever since Emma basically blew up this peace accord, essentially, these two sides have been at active war with each other.
Oh.
Okay, do you wander out into the winter woods at this point, or what? Other options are to duck into other side rooms and see what's up in there. This is obviously the path that's been laid out for you by the huntsman, his uncle, the Duke. So whether or not you want to take the offer or not is the question.
If he sent us this way, he would know how to catch up with us once he's dealt with what he's got on his hands now.
Yes.
So I tend to think that might be judicious. And we know the Raven Queen is in favor of the accord, so we may be safer with her even being the Raven Queen than we are here with so many factions that we can't identify.
Yeah.
Well, you know that Emma is not trusting of anyone, but she kind of is in favor of that plan. Any plan where she doesn't get murdered is
Yeah,
we only got
you
so
know,
many.
solid plan.
So Zumlar is going to draw his sword and take more of a protective stance and just charge forward.
You charge forward. There's the glitter of like dark magic, gray, black and white sparkle, like wreath your being as you pass some sort of like portal entry. And when you turn around, there is no ballroom or hallway behind you. There is just the unforgiving cold of winter wood.
Lawrence,
Oh,
I moved away from Canada for a reason. I don't want to be reminded of it.
Oh, mister, it's only 63 degrees here, and it's your problem if your pipes have frozen, Ryan. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, Ryan, I had -1. I don't want to hear shit.
No, he literally
Oh,
told me it
it's
was
like
my
40
problem if it was cold at my house. So,
Oh
it's like
my
40 degrees.
God.
It's freezing here.
yeah. I don't want to hear it. We're going to the Raven Queen.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. So let's all follow Zumlar.
Yes. And I was gonna have her smoke on as well.
Dirk will go next.
Mack will take up the rear to make sure we aren't being followed.
I'm just gonna stay solidly in the middle because she's the one who's being targeted.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
All right, as you rush through now that you're finally through the gate and you sort of look behind you, stationed in a clearing not too far away, is a dark carriage, very large in size, probably big enough to hold like. It stands easily like 15 feet tall at the top of the cab. A dark coachman, a dark coachman with a black top hat, basically, sort of tips his hat to you. Well, you notice when he tips his hat, there's no head underneath it.
So no head?
And there's just he puts his coachman's cap, top hat back on, and a glowing red pair of eyes peeks out from where his head should be. A wicked
that's
black
not
whip
sketchy
with
at all.
barbs basically lies trailing off, sort of laying across his lap and trailing off onto off the edge of the carriage. The coachman's seat, sitting next to him, is sort of warty hunchback with what appears to be a crossbow. Like, the Duke of Edom bids you welcome. Suggest you get in the coach.
Well, thank you.
Black.
Can I roll insight?
Yeah, sure.
That's a 26.
You have a severely uneasy feeling about getting any getting into any contrivance the Duke of Edom has arranged for you.
You're not my mom. I don't know you.
Stranger danger.
Emma thinks it's sketchy.
I'll just
She's
respect.
also not sure about
Oh,
it.
you guys aren't giving it the good look, and just like backs away.
Yeah, so Dirk's going to go ahead and let you guys know telepathy-wise that I really don't have a good feeling about this guy. The huntsman didn't tell us to look for him, and we don't really have a read on the Duke and where he stands in all of this.
Zumlar will position himself between Lady Emma and the carriage.
The hunchback says, Come now. Are you going to stand here and freeze in the cold, or are you going to come into a warm carriage? Take you to the castle.
Who said it was cold? It was just like totally trying to pretend. It's like,
Jeez. Because you're all dressed in finery at this point. No one's wearing warm clothing. Because you were in the summer court.
just like shivering, chattering. Her fingers are probably a little pale. It's just, who said we're cold?
We're fine. Through flattering.
Wait, I'm sorry, that broke up. What?
We're fine. Through clattering teeth.
We're fine. Fuck off.
Max
I'll say, did
hasn't fully grown back
the
yet.
huntsman? I'll ask the coachman. Did the huntsman send you?
Duke of Edom has sent us to fetch you and bring you to the Raven Castle. You are to meet with the Duke of Edom and the queen and our fair queen, the Lady Maid.
May is an M-A-Y?
M-A-V-E, I believe.
Maid.
Oh, M-A-E. Okay, I was gonna say, it's like, that's a real warm name for a winter queen.
Zumlar will give him like
Hey,
a
gotcha.
untrusting or not believing everything he's saying kind of look.
What if we
No one expects you to trust anybody in your court, but we have been ordered to fetch you at this point, and we would be very remiss in our duties.
So
Hear me out.
Yeah.
Hear me out. What if the carriage goes ahead of us and we just kind of follow and watch our step?
I was going to say, Lady Emma, this is your ass on the line.
As you wish, your mortal flesh may perish, but get castle.
Your face will perish.
Lady Emma.
William is gonna sigh
Yeah.
and go, I swear, if you double cross us, I will set this whole place on fire.
She's getting to the end of her wick.
You had if any of you have a way of warming yourself, just you do it now. The winter forest is very unforgiving.
That's actually not a bad idea. Fireball for warmth.
Could just ew.
Bree, how long does your creation fabrication actually last?
I think it's an hour.
Well, do you want to summon up some warm clothing? Because all of you are freezing your asses off at the moment.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Or like a giant comforter that's big enough for all of us to fill up the coach.
With sleeves for all of us.
Okay, you get the human centipede sweater.
No, I'm not gonna centipede with any of these people under any circumstances.
You can create basically 4 cloaks for everybody. That's perfectly fine.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be one.
Okay.
So long as it fits in the volume, that's all I really care about. Okay, so you create a whole bunch of ermine cloaks for everybody. Because of actual value restrictions, they're all like typical of things created by Dirk. They're a little shoddy, they're a little moppy, but they're serviceable.
And Dirk will just try to sell us on the fact that it's actually very, very high quality sweaters. And that it's all interconnected.
It's the finest that we can get right now.
Absolutely.
Right. All right, you all put on your cloaks, quote unquote. It takes a little bit of time. It's like, all right, your call if you want to march behind us. Coachman, let's go.
Krishana will volunteer to go into the coach.
Krishana hops in. It's warm and comfortable. There's a large cauldron with heated and cups of warm cider, like continually magically heated in there. As Krishana is looking at, are you sure none of you want to get in here? It's quite nice.
Zumlar will get in. And he'll motion for Lady Emma to get in.
Okay, does everybody else just march behind the coach in or actually is everybody hopping?
What do you guys want to do?
I mean, look, I'm already cursed enough. What's one more, you know? Somewhere to happen.
Lady Emma gets in next to Zumlar, but she keeps warning the driver that if he leads them astray, she will set everything on fire.
I believe the word
Just
you're looking for is
pinching the
threatening.
driver's ear.
He's very angry about this whole situation.
Pinching his
Right,
ear
so
the
you
entire time.
you sit at a silk-lined coach, thick curtains, and that's magically heated, and it's like quite comfortable in here. It's like, does anybody drink the cider, or do you just leave it be?
No.
You.
On that one.
Okay,
So Krishana, can you drink things in the Feywild? Because I don't know your background. Do you have the same?
Oh yeah,
restriction?
I could drink stuff.
Because Zumlar and Lady Emma can have some if they want, as long as it isn't poison.
It's like Krishana is going, I wasn't supposed to drink or eat anything. Krishana has already ate and drunk a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So
Lady Emma's just not hungry right now.
yeah.
I was about to drink it, but then she looks at it. It probably looks a little funky, and usually she
It's
drinks
not
it.
funky at all. It's just like mold cider, but I'm saying inevitably like Dirk has like clearly warned everybody's like everybody who's mortal in this group and come from some Fey kingdom, we should not drink or eat anything in the Fey realm.
Owl's just like staring at it and like trying to fight the impulse to down the whole thing until she just throws it out because she can't.
Yeah, just dump it out of the thing. That's fine.
Krishana just sitting there sipping her warm cider, going, "Too late now." All right. So, all right. Krishana makes satisfied sipping noises. The rest of you are like glaring daggers at her. The coach is surprisingly has a surprisingly great suspension, as you don't feel any bumps on the road. You're sort of peering out. It's like a grim winter wonderland, as you see. Is that somebody's skeleton hanging from a tree? It's like,
yes. So can we see out to the left and the right, or the front and the back? Like, what visibility do we have?
You have pretty good visibility, as if it were a bright moonlit night, and there's just sort of there's an ethereal glow on the snow. It's like if it weren't for the bitter, bitter cold that seeps in every time you peek out the window, because the windows aren't glazed, sort of curtained over.
I just had a question. Does my Hellhound form come with actual fire, or is it just cosmetic fire?
You actually do have actual fire.
In that case, I will remain on the outside of the coach for fear of burning it down, and also I assume I'm not cold then, or not like that cold. I assume it's still cold, but I'm not like freezing alongside everyone else.
You, strangely enough, essentially don't feel the cold of Winter Court, and whether or not you're thinking, I don't know if that's a bad thing or not.
No, I'm not gonna. Mack does not think too much into these things. He just
like, this is one of those moments I should be cold. I wonder why I'm not, and then you stop thinking about it. All right, so your Mack, who's actually outside, notices there's like perched on every single tree there's murders upon murders of ravens, basically sort of like peering down with like beady black eyes at you every so often, and then every so often one of their eyes sort of flares with bright red. Somebody's conscious viewing, basically one raven next to the next, keeping an eye on you the full path. The coach path is long and winding. Matt can see that the coach has traveled this way before, or at least perhaps even several coaches there. There's just deep ruts in the road where like a heavy coach has gone past several times in the middle of this road. You can also see the hoof prints of what appear to be like enormous deer or elk or something. Easily must stand almost at the lower boughs of the tree, some like 5 or 6 feet high. So there's some sort of giant elk or something with cloven hooves around here that patrol this road. You eventually arrive at the mouth to the gate of the Winter Fortress. A blackened plank of wood like crosses what appears to be an unfathomable depth as Mack sort of like peers. Okay, does Mack actually peer over the edge, or do you like stay away from?
Mack would be curious to peer over the edge, but as he notices the murders upon murders of ravens, he would like knock on a window and try to get Dirk's attention, or somebody's attention.
There is no windows; they're just curtains.
Oh, so like
you just sort of knock on the side of the coach. Like,
I'm like, we're being watched. The ravens literally have eyes, like red eyes. I can tell that much.
Good point. Thanks, Mac.
Okay, so the blackened drawbridge crosses some unfathomable depth. Mac looks over the edge. I need a see. Let's go wisdom save.
He's not a cat, but he's still petty curious.
Owl, like when she hears about Raven, she just pulls Whisper close. It's like, not this raven.
Ooh, 22. Very nice.
Wow.
All right, so you're looking over the edge. You hear whispers of, "Jump, jump! It'll be fine. Jump!" It's like Mack is going, "Nope, nope, nope, nope." He backs away from the edge. You all cross the drawbridge. Sort of winter fantasy courtyard where there's dark gothy dressed fae all over the place. They're all head to toe in black finery and lace. A congregation of fae basically come out to greet you and form to a line. A red carpet is rolled out for you, and the fae form up a greeting line on either side. They all bow deeply as the coachman announces, "Our Lady of Summerstone and entourage. You can get out now."
Zumlar will get out first and kind of like a defensive
Mack's
stance.
been like on the roof this whole time, so he sort of just jumps down after taking a quick glance around. Like, anybody with pointy spears approaching us? Anything in the trees? No. Okay.
Like, all the fae you can notice are armed with wands, swords, various
But none
other
like
nasty-looking implements that seem to have like barbed edges. Most of them are sort of dusky-skinned elves. Most of the hair shaved away in their heads, either forming top knots or basically like a undercut mohawk or something along those lines. Their hair, just like the summer fae, are a riotous number of colors, but they're all muted as if there are winter tones. The red carpet leads all the way up to the front doors of the inner keep, which are sitting wide open. A sort of cold, glittering white light like shines out from there as dark crystal floored ballroom laid out before you, and an imperious woman, basically, noble features and a beautiful gown made of raven feathers and red crystal, sits upon a high-backed throne with a high-backed spiky throne as she sort of ponders you, holds up a small monocle at the end of a wand.
But no one is like obviously aggressive towards
noble
us.
fae to either side of you are all bowing in respect, and they are waiting for you to basically meet with the queen, the Raven Queen.
Okay, Lady Emma, let's do this thing.
I think it's safe.
Side note, are there any feathers that have been shed from her dress? Just like fell off casually.
There are basically sort of surrounding her throne, but nothing out the court, basically the ballroom proper.
Okay, thank you. Dang it.
As you enter the high court of her, you can see numerous crystalline columns, white streaked with black, holding up a sort of second floor balcony. Up in the balcony are numerous other fae wearing various masquerade masks down. Some of them have, I guess you're guessing some of the more important wear the raven favor. So there's raven feathers sort of incorporated into their epaulets, basically high collar around their dress. As the come daughter of summer, this is Babe speaking. It's like, pay
Is
your
that Lady Emma's cube?
Come, daughter of summer, pay your respects to my court, that I may give you asylum. Or if you wish
What's her name
to deal for other favors, choose that instead. But I would suggest
Lady
an
Emma-
asylum.
Lady Emma glares at everybody is like, do not deal anybody favors and sends messages that way. But she looks at the queen and goes, greetings, Lady May, or what's her name?
Lady Maeve.
Lady Maeve of the Winter Court. I am Lady Emma of the First Court of the Summer Court, and these are my fellow travelers. We seek asylum from the outer courts of the Summer Court.
Well spoken, daughter of Summerstone. I, Lady May, in my duties as Raven Queen, grant you privilege and peerage here within. May your stay be safe and uneventful. Seneschal, see to accommodation for the Lady Summerstone and her entourage. We'll have a private meeting later, we'll have a private meeting later, 10th Princess. In the meantime, enjoy the amenities of the.
We thank you, Lady Maeve, for your hospitality and granting us refuge here. Empire.
She nods, her eyes sort of glitter with malicious delight, and she's going, as Lady Emma's going, not feeling good about this, not feeling good about this.
Yeah, Lady Emma's not happy about any of this, but she's trying to be polite.
I think Dirk's going to go ahead and bow and sort of nudge you guys to, like, acknowledge the queen.
Owl's going to die and she stumbles.
Basically, at this point, has bowed low at this point. Lower than you've ever seen Zumlar bow before, and he's like, his head is on his knee at this point. It's like, as Zumlar's waving just down. Otherwise, basically, if we don't show the proper, Zumlar's going, if we don't show the proper respect, we're not considered royalty. We will be just executed.
Yes, let's all be respectful here, guys.
Krishana would go through the normal.
Okay, Krishana goes through a deep curtsy. I'll do something weird and bizarre like kowtow or something.
I was gonna say, like, does she do the thing with her dad, like get on her knees and bow, sort of thing?
Yes, you kowtow to the queen.
Yes.
The queen basically has a sort of like bemused smirk when Owl does this.
She just like glances up and then like a little wave.
You sort of like glance up. The queen is like obviously looking down at you at the moment. You would like duck your head again. She's like, the seneschal stands up, comes to each of you in turn. Essentially, is like, please stand. You are most welcome in our court. And then he whispers to Owls like, do not bow that low again. Otherwise, no one in the court will respect you. Do not use the bow of a slave.
I was just wouldn't be the first time someone's looked at me like that.
My ghost just sort of nudges Owl and gives her like a stern look.
The seneschal, who is this sort of beautiful dark skin, like ebony black, dark skinned, white haired drow woman, high back dress, in a sort of low cut dress, actually, has a silvery wand, like capped with a raven's head. But the queen pleases the queen as she whispers in Owl's ear. Does please? Actually, who has the deep crow as a pet? It's Owl, right?
Yeah, whisper.
It pleases the queen to have a deep crow so close to you as a confidant.
Oh, thank you. He's my precious baby. He's such a good.
The seneschal, she smiles, warm smile at you, and like props you up basically, and like, this is the proper bow.
And Owl like tries to copy, but it's a little clumsy because she's kind of a new child in this sort of sense, even though she's like 20.
Right, it's like, stand and come with me, as she seems to glide across the glassy smooth floor, as all eyes on you is like there are just lots of hungry eyes. That's like fresh meat. As there's like hundreds of fae, basically courtesans, all looking at you in the Winter Court. Like,
so Zumlar will definitely.
Most of you are feeling it's like, I don't know if this is like worse than the Summer Court, but at least they're not actively attacking us.
So Zumlar will actively reveal his arm, like that is being turned on.
All right. Well, there's obviously some whispers about it's like fallen knight of Tir Nanog. How charming.
Hopefully, it won't be
Lady
a
Emma's
phone
just
so
reminding
much
everybody
longer.
just keep walking.
Keep walking.
Just
Do not
keep
engage.
walking.
Keep
Do
walking.
not engage.
Owl is just like kind of skipping next to the queen now that she feels like, oh no, new bestie. We both bond over the
Keeping next
first.
to the Seneschal, the queen doesn't guide you personally anywhere. The queen is still considering to sit in her throne. It's like,
Oh,
now, entreaties from all my dear subjects. Several nobles sort of like start getting in line to make their entreaties. Exit out a large set of like ebony double doors that close shut behind you with a ominous boom. A quiet hallway, lit, dimly lit by kind of like half-hearted globes of light that seems to have had all the charm sucked out of them. Basically, so it's like as if everything here was lit by like fading fluorescent lights that slightly flicker. It's just like, okay, that makes my eyes hurt.
So Krishana's familiar is also arriving, and she wants to try and chat up the seneschal.
The seneschal, yes. Speak, child. You have something. I have something to ask.
So
I have to
Krishana's
answer your question best.
just gonna go through her routine of subtly flirting and letting her know that she's interested, and try and get the layout of what's going on.
So roll a persuasion check for me. The dark-skinned drow woman basically caresses your chin. Eminently charming. You'll do well at court. You're so long as Lady Maeve's mercurial personality does not change, you'll continue to be safe within the confines. Without her blessing, however, you are fair game for the rest of the court as a plaything. So don't get on Maeve's bad side.
is this like a...
Would that be so bad?
only if you tortured for here until eternity by, shall we say, basically less interested parties that view mortals as less than us, even lesser than the ground we walk on.
Oh, so probably not like Lady K torture. Okay.
Oh, there'd be plenty of.
Owl's just like, I should have
Yeah,
said
she eventually. Well, so we have arrived. You walk through like a couple corridors and a set of double doors. Everybody, roll me an intelligence check to have remembered your way, basically, in case you need to get out of the winter court at this point.
Intelligence check?
Intelligence check.
like a...
Wow.
It's a
I
14.
got 17. Mack got a 17.
Mack has a sort of like vague idea of how to get out of here at this point.
Kind of makes sense for what Mack does.
Zumlar got 10.
Like, the whole Krishana likewise. Well, no, Krishana has no idea. Dirk is kind of like, it's like, think I might be able to navigate us back to the throne room.
I got 17 as well.
Okay, so
Lady Emma's not doing so great.
So Zumlar and Mack have a fairly good idea. And then like
Owl was zoned out.
Emma and Dirk are kind of like fuzzy. It's like I miss what you did at one of these stores. It doesn't mean you can't be one of those people paying attention. Put it that way. Mack doesn't feel comfortable here, so he's like, I'm paying very close attention to where we're going. All right. Well, we are here at your corner. She leads you into a sitting room, 8 doors leading out of it. There's private bed chambers for each of you here. The washroom is this one as she opens one of the doors, and there's well-appointed bathroom with a black marble tub. The seneschal demonstrates that there's hot running water. There's a sink and black smoky mirror that sort of shows you in your best light, regardless of what angle you're at. There's a sort of soft indirect lighting from above. What appears to be a rug inside the bathroom of some like tremendous huge wolf white thing that laid across the floor. It's glittering black glass eyes stare at you from its position on the floor, so as if it would just leap to life and eat you at some point.
Adam's
Does it
family
smell
style.
like wolf?
Exactly, of course. It has its full skull, and it's like the rest of it is just like caped out and is flying on the floor, but it's like the head looks all too real. All right, the rest of the decor is macabre and but beautiful in its own winter court way. As there's various bat wing things, basically sconces that hold globes of light. The tapestries show scenes of the hunt, which show scenes of mortals being hunted. It's like, and then there's paintings of grand balls with pale men and women basically holding their hands up, basically in a grand waltz. Okay, you check out each of your rooms. There's a comfortable down feather bed in there, a dresser, a nightstand, sort of a simple armoire with mirror. Simply dressing table with mirror and stuff.
Dirk would like to check these mirrors and make sure that.
I would suggest dressing less militant garb while you're. There's the armoire has clothing of your appropriate size.
Dirk would like to check the mirrors and make sure none of them look like they're scrying at us.
Let's see here. As you cast a tech magic, roll Arcana check. Okay. Give me 3 Arcana.
Alrighty then. I can get the stupid thing up. Okay, Arcana. 20, 12.
Can Owl also do like divine sense for like detect good and evil, or is this place just super evil?
It's technically not evil. Simply, basically, let's put it this way: they're ambivalent towards mortals. So you detect that everything here has deep traces of a magic. You are in the wild. The thing that both stand out is that some of the things that sort of look like basically bits of statuary or carvings in the wall, sort of like give off the sense of devils or demons. So you're guessing those are perhaps some spying devices, some living spying devices implanted in the walls.
Ugh.
That or some of these statues are not what here to, in case they might be alive. There's about a dozen of them basically scattered around the room.
Okay, Dirk's gonna look for like extra towels and things and just cover them all up.
Okay.
Can Owl just like push them all towards one wall facing the wall?
You grab the first one. It's like, hey.
Well, see, why are you in the room and you're gonna pretend to be a statue?
Would have pretended to be a statue until you touched me. So hey.
Yeah, wait. Find a better hobby.
to watch over your. I'm to watch over you lot.
For whom?
Mm.
For whom are you watching?
I can't say.
Mm.
It's pretty telling.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 8 bedrooms. Maybe we just lock all of the statues in one of the bedrooms. Right?
Alright,
Because
so
there's
I
7
need,
of us.
I need athletics check from everybody as you're trying to grab these things. As it quickly becomes like grab the chicken chasing as they really don't want to get caught.
That's a 20. Or a 28.
It's a dirty 20.
Oh, 21.
26.
I don't know what's wrong with her. She got a 9.
26.
Lady Emma gets a good bite on her hand for her efforts as she takes 4 points of damage. All right.
Lady
Keep on
Emma
going.
Because Zumlar
said,
throws spring
One roll from everybody at least.
Okay,
Mack
Dirk got a
28.
Dirk got a 21.
I got a 26.
Did Dirk's heart grow 3 sizes that day and gain the strength of 10 Grinches plus 2? I'm sorry,
No, and his feet are fine.
I'm sorry.
His feet are warm. Don't worry about him.
Does Lady Emma get really pissed and blasts one of them to ash using a firebolt?
Yes.
Roll to
Love
hit.
that plan.
How dare you make me bleed my own blood?
Fun.
You blast that one to basically going ha ha bam. You catch him in the face. There's a little poof of like smoke and ashes appears.
Love Lady Emma. Like, fuck you, fireball.
Lady Emma is just over everything. She is like this
Watch your
ridiculous.
mother die. She's been like how many attempted assassinations in just one
I
night?
know.
Okay, so you
Like,
basically gather up everything the Divine Sense was able to pull up and lock them into one of the rooms. Like,
And all of the mirrors, I think. I just don't trust mirrors after the whole Davenport thing.
the mirror, like, almost the unfortunate thing that Dirk is finding is like everything in its everything down to the nails in the walls are magical in here. Like most of it is illusionary magic, sort of like fey glamours that probably make this place appear to be more menacing than it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you throw a towel over every mirror in the place. Sort of you're guessing the mirrors do have some sort of divination cast on them, but they also have what is it? Transmutation. Actually, what is magic of the mind under?
Usually it's illusory or divination.
I think divination is you do telepathy with the divination, so we're just gonna say. Okay.
Yeah, he's worried. I mean, it would be reasonable for the Raven Queen to have things in the apartments to spy on us, but who knows who else has got something here. There's like multiple factions after Lady Emma, so Dirk's gonna like trust no one.
Owl just doesn't want to be seen naked if she's gonna change into clothes.
Okay. All right. So you get set up. You find a beautiful black basically noble doublets. So it looks like all the armors have 2 sets of clothing. One for male, one for female. Does everybody who's female dress as a female, or does some people wear the male?
Owl wears pants.
Owls wears pants. Okay.
I think
Alright, so
Dirk's gonna wear pants too.
All right, so you put on the hunting doublet and hose. The codpiece looks ridiculous, but you're going, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
This is cozy.
At that point, you basically it's like, do you actually does Owl or Dirk try to do some quick tailoring and cut the full length gown down into a skirt?
I didn't understand that.
So there's a gown and male's essentially. You want to have a skirt instead of the male, basically cod piece / like underwear on the outside thing.
uh, Can it be quickly tailored? Like cut and then like pin it with something and turn the skirt into more pants like? Just for
And you can just take basically the skirt of gown essentially and cut it down.
Yeah.
Because it's full length right now, you could just cut it down in skirt.
So it could be T-length.
Exactly. Lady Emma, of course, has something much, much more grand in her. There isn't a male option for Lady Emma, but there's this beautiful gown with sewed with pearls that look like the scattered scars of the night sky. Tiara of black metal with a sunstone in it, of all things.
Where the hell did they get that?
Dang.
Questions.
Specifically for her.
Specifically for her, she is still
She's still
considered. She is considered basically a person in line for the throne. So, princess of the realm.
I know, and she's been avoiding talking to any of those people for like 400 years, so she's like not happy that
now all the crows have come to roost essentially, and now she needs to go deal with it. So.
So Dirk, I think so. Are we? I think maybe we want to do at least a short rest here and use some hit points. It may be a long rest. How are spell slots looking, guys? What do we need?
I have no third.
Not good. Not
Mac's
good.
arm is still partly like off, like it's still sort of hanging.
Do we think we have time for a long rest, kids? I think the Raven Queen said that she was gonna have a private meeting, but she didn't say when, and I think we probably did look pretty ragged when we came in.
Okay.
Also, time is a wibbly wobbly in the Feywild.
It's about 4 hours later, so you get in. Everybody gets in short rest, but a polite knocking on the door wakes you up. It's like as a maid and butler have come to greet you at this point. They're basically of that dusky-skinned elvish race. The butler has long, flowing white hair that he bun behind his head, and the maid likewise has a sort of a severe-looking bun with pinned in place by what appears to be like several spikes. Like, both of them you can see basically have like some armor built into their like work uniform. So they're not fully basically just servants. You're guessing they're basically part of their perhaps spies or military or something along those lines. We've been sent to fetch you for a private meeting, Queen. Lady Emma, your presence is required, but your entourage can come or go as they please.
Mack is basically not leaving Lady Emma's side at this point. He has nothing else better to do and nothing else he's really interested in other than just making sure this lady stays safe because she's clearly important.
Yeah, I do the same.
Yeah, Dirk believes no
Lady
further
Emma
than the
would
next
prefer
room.
that her friends come along.
You think Mack's smart enough to understand most of this anyway?
Dookie.
Yeah, I was gonna go with as well.
Okay, got it. All right, you're led through. A beautiful Gothic castle to a private meeting room. Sitting next to a bluish fire that gives no warmth, as the room itself is like, wow, it's really quite chilly in here. Your breath basically fogs in the air. Maeve seems to be like holding her hands by the fire that gives no warmth as she come sit as she like 8 high back chairs basically arrange themselves behind you and scoop you up and basically deposit you next in a circle around Maeve next to the fire. May I offer you a beverage before we begin negotiation?
For not considering the last time I had a beverage, it almost killed me.
Of course. You have my word that beverage will cause you no ill. It is offered in hospitality. Quench your thirst. Now will you have that beverage?
Fine. Cup of tea, please. Hopefully this time it won't nearly kill me.
Would you like me to test it beforehand, my lady?
You're
Thank you, Mack.
you are insulting my hospitality.
No, thank you, Mack. I think it'll be just fine. We must, after all, trust Lady Maeve's intentions.
So then Mac will just lay back down at the side of Lady Emma's chair.
All right. So almost as soon as it said, basically, a maid appears with a tea service set, with cups of steaming tea already poured, as she hands one to a member of your party. A small dish of biscuits next to the on the sauce sits next to the teacup on the saucer. They all basically look like circular discs of some dark confection, essentially, with a white raven on top.
Tasty though.
Al, remember, you're not going to eat anything, okay? So can you give it to Zumlar?
Yeah, please take it. It looks so good. And Owl just is literally almost low key tearing up because it looks so good. She's such a sweet.
Well, the queen has offered basically that the refreshments are simply there to quench thirst. So,
so they wouldn't fall under the ban of don't eat or drink anything.
That would fall into the ban of not eat.
Okay, let's all try then.
All right. There's some beautiful chocolate mint cookies that go very well. Fine Earl Grey tea, been perfectly steeped, and really offset some of the intense cold of the room. Now, the Duke of Edom has you were directly assaulted in the summer palace, so bode well, of course. Have you accepted my my dear cousin's proposal to become his bride?
Well, you see, after 400 years, I think the man has grown up a little. I feel that an arrangement would be not only in my best interest, but in the interest of both of our kingdoms.
Do you have a place in mind, essentially, where the ceremony is? I suggest neither the winter court nor the summer court are not considered neutral ground. If you have another place in mind, perhaps in the mortal realm, this might go easy.
Zumlar will whisper Chernock, maybe?
That is unacceptable. The Lady Maeve goes, that place is unacceptable. Ruin bodes ill for any beginning of any marriage.
Yeah, skulls don't seem like great wedding decorations.
I don't know.
You do not have to choose now. You do not have to choose now, but it will be a responsible bride to set the.
Maybe Stonehenge. Stonehenge was there.
Does Stonehenge have that mystical meaning that it does in the real world?
Yes, certainly. This is fantasy England, so yes, of course, Stonehenge. In the real.
I think there's
that, or you could choose somewhere. You could choose somewhere, London. See, there's certainly lots of nice places that Lady Emma and your team know of. Let's put it that way. She's been living. Yeah, Lady Emma has been living as a noble in the mortal realm for several hundred years. So it's
yeah. We'll come back to that later. I like the idea of Stonehenge. I think that would be cool.
Seems like it has great places to put streamers.
Don't you know?
Now, that is out of the way. You do realize, Lady Emma, you owe compensation court for the huge mess you've caused to begin with.
Hmm? Lady Emma's just gonna look innocent, I don't know what you're even talking about.
Don't play it. young. You do realize this giant mess wouldn't have occurred if you'd simply gone on your mother's and aunt's request to this arranged marriage.
Fine. Perhaps I also would not have been cursed to be 16 forever.
That can be fixed as she snaps her fingers like as a gesture of goodwill for Winter Court. I remove my curse. It's like as Lady Emma basically got like swells in her dress and beautiful the beautiful imperious woman that would be the envy of any basic princess of any court. Do you require a mirror, or are you satisfied? As the reaction of your comrades.
Considering the look on their faces, I think we're about even. What type of compensation do you require?
There are perhaps hundreds of dead on either side. You must present some sort of accord between the two sides that they find it. I will give you some hints of what I would try to do, but like you'll need to navigate the summer court and find out what well, I've already heard news. Essentially, your mother already passed. Otherwise, her guidance is valuable. But perhaps your aunt or my sister Titania can. Maeve whispers in with motions for Lady Emma to come closer as she whispers in her ear. A pledging of your firstborn to the peace to serve as a arbiter of the. This does mean you would have to have a firstborn fairly soon, however.
Oh Lord. Lady Emma goes, well, we can see what we have to be arranged. And then she says that there's another matter and indicates towards Mack, who wants to align himself with the huntsman.
Doing that so soon.
I suggest you speak to the Duke of Edom or the huntsman himself.
Of course.
I could. It's like she turns to Mack. I could speak to the Duke of Edom and the huntsman on your behalf. Inevitably, whatever deal you make must be made with them directly.
Of course.
Say law. Any deal made with me essentially would only be holding. I don't think that would be necessarily helpful situation.
Mm-hmm.
I will summon them back, President. They'll be summoned back. My two retainers will be summoned back to the castle shortly after. My spies tell me the rebellion at this point has been put down in Summer Palace, and my brother and nephew at this point are being held for question till we will have to wait perhaps about a week before they come back. Unless you wish to go back to the Lion's Den and find out live second round assassin.
Oh, Lady Emma's getting tired, so she sort of indicates towards Dirk, help. She's getting a headache.
Okay. It's been a very long day.
The opinion is it'd also be a possibility to go back there covertly, meet Duke of Edom, the huntsman, if you wanted sooner.
Lady Emma's gonna nod her head and say, I wouldn't want to put the rest of my team at risk.
Wiser than more wisdom than you've shown when you fled this wedding peace accord earlier.
Well, you know that 16 versus 450 is quite a long time.
Dang, that was 450 years ago.
Despite my inability to
Okay, so Lady Emma at this point gains this new racial ability, the Charm of Summerstone, where you can basically command a mortal essentially to your will once per day.
ooh.
Archfey
Whoa.
powers.
Why are you crying? Dahlia, honey.
All right, so you're
Go ahead.
full
My
to your
cat's
own Archfey
crying.
powers at this point. So the okay, and then what? Okay, you can Misty Step a number of times per day to your proficiency.
Okay. I keep forgetting that I have the Breath Stealer's cowl, which is pretty cool.
All right, so you can choose other suitable recompense for either court. I'd have you ponder that before your wedding. You'll need to announce it on your wedding day.
Of course.
Any other accord that basically keep the peace accepted. Now, you're all dismissed.
Lady Emma's just like thinking, what if I just run away again? Be okay? Would that be fine? Like, can I just like leave again? This is a nightmare for me. That's what she's thinking. But she knows she has to be responsible this time.
So Dirk is gonna thank the Raven Queen and suggest to everybody that we might be well off for a little bit of rest.
Okay. So you get a long rest. You are shown back to your quarters by butler maid pair. Should you need anything, ring this bell as they place a black crystal bell in the center of the coffee table. And we will come to your service. Guidance around the castle, which we strongly suggest do under our supervision. You are free to wander the grounds, but it is unsafe for most mortals. So, as we'll be right outside the.
That seems quite reasonable.
All right. So, do you require any food or drink to be brought?
Do you have any more? Do you have any more of those cookies?
Of course. The maid sort of bobs her head and peers back of neatly arranged cookies that sort of look like are arranged in a flower pattern. On very pretty.
Question.
It's so pretty.
How many do you think Whisper's gonna eat?
Yes, yes, Prince.
If Emma's mom is the queen of the first court and she's dead, does that make Lady Emma the queen, or does that make her brother the king of the first court?
This is one of those items you could forego essentially in order to placate the summer court. I give up my rights basically of my rights succession. As in right now, it's unclear whether or not your brother or you are the lord or the lord or lady of Summerstone.
Right. Interesting.
And you haven't actually met with your brother, so you don't know where he actually stands. This whole this whole peace accord with the Court of Winter. He might be your opposite. He might be on the opposition side. because your brother, like you, essentially did not get along very well with your mother, and various different views on how the goals of the Summerstone.
Right.
Okay, so everybody gets a long rest. You're back up to full hit point.
Okay.
Mack is just like, oh, that did not heal well. It's like wherever like you were hit by truce over, there's a horrible freaking white scar.
Does anybody
Do I
want
have-
to wander the halls with me?
I'll wander
Right.
the hall with Krishana. If
Do
that's
I have
what.
any other what do you call it, like drawbacks from getting stabbed by all that, or is it just like, ow?
It's like you just have some horrible white scars. You're just like, and it does not feel good, but you are otherwise seem to feel like okay. You're of the opinion, basically, if you get down to 0 hit points by truce over, you're probably not going to get back. That is the clear takeaway that Mack had. Point. This stuff basically can really, really kill me. Like because a lot of like more stuff you thought was mortal wounds in the past for you, this like simply heal with no trace. But this is one of the first times really, the any sort of wounds from a weapon to you have ever basically not healed.
So Krishana will take Al and wander the halls, try to look for like entertainment.
Okay.
You guys
Do we
go
also
ahead.
want to invite Lady Emma, since she's kind of had a hard day?
Sure, but let's not tell her husband to be what we're going to be doing.
Oh no! Oh no!
Lady
Wait,
Emma's
wait a
down for
second.
that.
Okay, as
Lady-
you're trolling the halls, essentially of the Winter Palace, as a girls' night out slash bachelorette party, the maid and butler who are standing just at the front door of your private quarters. May we help you?
Yes, is there a place we could socialize? Like, do you guys do dancing at night?
Well, it is a little late for that, or I guess call it a little early. But yes, there's always a little bit of a soiree going on at Second Ballroom. There's a bar and there's an open bar and various Fey nobles go there to social. Do you wish to be escorted there?
That sounds fun.
So the butler maid pair basically escort you to a room
Dirk's gonna go too.
through the Byzantine labyrinth that is the Palace of Winter. The cold glow of magical lighting shines through what appears to be a couple giant snowflakes, crystal hung ceiling. There's numerous well-dressed, gothy-looking noble male and female nobles, with most of them with bobbed ears of elves. Some of them look like pale-skinned humans. Others have somewhat monstrous appearance as they sort of grin, and you can see like rows of pointed as their lips like keep on spreading all the way to the edge of their ear until basically you have this sort of horrible, basically monstrous rictus grin. There's lots of black, sort of shiny, dark eyes. It's like, at that point, a particularly slim, dark-haired woman, what appeared to be a pair of pins, basically holding back her voluminous dark hair, basically that looked like a pair of bats. She smiles and had like a small set of vampire fangs, basically peek out from above her lip, like, "Come with me." So what
Nope.
can I do to you? Perhaps send your servant. unless you're interested in being spied on this whole evening.
She told
My name is Lady Mormont. Welcome, First Princess, and you must shot. And she just sort of named each of you basically in turn. Does a slight curtsy to each.
Owl
Bow
gets a big.
back.
Owl gets a big smile and tries to recreate the thing that the queen taught her. She doesn't do it quite perfectly, but she's still proud of herself.
Hey, just roll performance.
Uh-oh.
Your charisma's high enough for this.
Performance. Hey, 19.
All right. You bow the appropriate. You genuflect the appropriate amount. She smiles. Your hostess, Lady Mormont, smiles back at you. So, can I get you a refresh? Introduce you to one in particular. But I must ask, what are you doing?
We're just here to celebrate, find a little entertainment, dance, and mingle.
Would this be a bachelorette party?
Hell yeah!
We need to let Lady Emma answer that question because it's her party.
And what if it was?
Then we will show you all the hospitality offer.
It is I who is due to be wed.
Lady Mormont glides up. How debaucherous do you want this be?
We shall keep it civilized. We do not, after all, want to offend Lady Maeve.
Wise decision.
Plus, that other option sounded weird.
Yeah, Dirk's not up to anything like that either.
The Lady Mormont introduces you to handsome lords and ladies court. There's a quintet of musicians is summoned. A bountiful food and drink is to be had. Lovely conversation as you sort of while away the evening. Everybody should roll me performance or persuasion checks on what they're trying to do. If you're just trying to be seen and have a good time, roll me performance. If you're actually trying to find something out, roll me persuasion.
Oh, can I re-roll that for persuasion instead?
What was the first roll?
What'd I click? I rolled initiative. I want to do persuasion, I guess, because Owl can be peeking around. I don't know. 19.
Okay, very good. So,
for once, she's not just skating.
I'm gonna go to 26 on persuasion.
Woo.
Okay. Particularly, a pair of twin handsome nobles with silvery gray hair and that peeks out slightly from their powdered wigs. Well, I'm very pleased to have met your acquaintance, Tenth Princess. What would you like to know? Anything. If it is in my power to let my knowledge and power, we will let you know.
Guys, anything?
No one seems intimidated by Mack, annoyingly enough. It's just like as if the Huntsman's Hounds are like a daily event here. They do, however, basically pay you an appropriate. They all bow deeply, as if you're an actual hound of the Huntsman. Okay, an offering basically of a bloody steak is basically eventually provided to you on a silver tray, Mack. Do you eat it or no?
On a silver
In
tray?
the heart of some large animal, perhaps an elk.
It's a silver tray, I wouldn't.
Be
Right?
wary of.
Just
Yeah,
particles?
Mack is too wary of silver at the moment to trust anything on it.
Okay. All right, you basically poke your finger against one of your paws against the tray to make sure it doesn't sear you or is made of actual true silver. That doesn't appear to be the case.
Then he will, I guess. Yeah, he'll dig in.
Like one of those like plastic plates that are like spray painted silver.
No, it's really like normal silver. It's not true silver, essentially the type that's used to kill werewolves.
Ah, gotcha.
So
Mack's
it's like,
gonna end up a hound anyway. He's gonna be friggin' stuff like this. He might as well dig in now.
all right. As you
In for a
gobble up
penny.
the meal, you have 20 temporary hit.
Ooh. Probably gonna need those.
Right?
Zelma's just keeping an eye on everyone, just to make sure, that no one tries to do anything funny. Well,
Mack
Lady
isn't
Emma.
trying to like misbehave or anything. He's just like keeping his eye on Lady Emma and everyone else. He's on guard duty right now.
Twins,
That's pretty much right.
the twins seem to be looking at Lady Emma and Owl trying to.
So I guess what they're trying to what are we trying to figure out? Like I'm not this is not the part I'm good at.
So you've whiled away basically an hour dancing, drinking, generally having lovely conversation. Effectively about nothing. Essentially, it's just a little like courtly grace more than anything else.
Yeah,
And now they seem to be satisfied, essentially, that your group is worthy of their attention. So they've decided that, well, what can we do for you? Or perhaps Miss Al or Krishana.
oh.
So Krishana's
Lady Emma wants to know if there's any, like, how would you put it? Like, hidden intentions behind this marriage besides making peace.
Ooh, that's a good one.
The twins mentioned, like the summer court, there is a hawk faction within the. Not here at the Winter Palace. That would be suicidal in the presence of Maeve. But because unlike Titania, Maeve is much more unforgiving in dissent. So, but should you wander the Winterland, I'm sure you will find some of these individuals that are opposed to you that will violently react to your presence. This is one of the few safe places within the Winter Court that you find. That being said, I think you've already, as our Grand Mistress Queen often has a mercurial personality. Would be unwise to get her mind. Your refugee status here, as it were.
Yeah,
Lady
speaking
Emma-
about
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna
Alex.
say I was kind of curious. I was like, one, that whole and then Owl pauses. She's like not sure if she should bring up the whole attack on the Summer Palace, but I guess since for refugees it kind of makes sense. So Owl's like, so like with those whole outer courts trying to attack sort of thing, do you think that's likely to happen again? Like, or would it be beneficial if we were to like eventually find our way home to like not attack the Winter Palace, or do you think the Winter Palace is pretty set and like ready
Twins
to go?
basically scratch, like ponder this. If we were you, and we're not you, obviously, I would find some way of basically leaving the Feywild as quickly as possible.
Good. Is Maeve gonna like allow that? Like, I know we're kind of in her debt right now, aren't we? With staying in her palace, even as guests, right?
That's correct.
Oh, hate that.
That being said, you would have to say you're a dude. Lady Maeve essentially and leave. But I would not sneak out in the night. Otherwise, this could be misconstrued essentially as running away from your responsibilities again.
Oh, yeah, no, we're all above that, promise.
We're not gonna do
And then looks at Lady Emma. We're above that, right?
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 Can you guys
Right.
check and see if
Right.
there's been any news about what happened after we left the summer court?
Ooh, that's
Yeah, and who ordered
it's
the
like, do we have any
assassination?
gossip on that? Spill the tea, please.
The summer champion, your brother, eventually intervened, along with Duke Edom Hunts. They were eventually able to reestablish order with some casualties, which did not basically go over well with the outer houses, obviously. So there are numerous, basically, outer house nobles now in custody, as well as Duke Edom and Hunts himself. We accept.
The huntsman
We've
is in
extended
custody.
We've extended all our diplomatic channels on behalf of you, the House of Summerstone, to assure Lady Emma's safety, and we have sent missives that you, the town here in the court, in health and safety. So that will hopefully ameliorate any further violent action inside the Summer Palace. Whether or not essentially the Hawk it is a good thing for you that the Hawk faction, both the realms, both the Winter Court and the Summer Court don't get along with each other, so they won't not be able to coordinate another assassin. It's unlikely. Since you arrived essentially by magical transport directly. Now,
and then,
they
Lady Emma
basically
has one
slide
last
a piece of one of the twins slides. This may help you in your efforts to leave the castle. Take it if you wish. Don't if you don't. And but that's the help we've been instructed to offer from our faction. And you may not ask.
Lady Emma's gonna take whatever it is.
You sort of take a picture, look at it. It's a set of runes and a ring. It's a teleportation circle. The top 4 runes are definitely indicate that this is in the mortal realm, so perhaps a location that is safe for you to travel to via teleportation circle in the mortal realm.
Okay, cool. And then Lady Emma also wants to ask if they have any ideas for something that she could offer to the summer and winter courts that doesn't involve her having to be pregnant for a while.
Time-lapse pregnancy, maybe?
I don't know if breached with you yet, but if you forego your line of succession and your rights to become Queen of Summerstone, show your neutrality in these neutralities of court intrigue, this would go a long way towards ameliorating various suspicions, essentially, that you're simply a summer court, basically. You continue to support the goals of summer, but instead are an emissary of peace.
Sounds good to me.
Owl's gonna whisper over. You could also probably just ask her if you.
The other twin speaks up at this point. However, this means you would give up all.
Give up what?
It would no longer be considered. Offing you would not be considered.
You're breaking up, Lawrence.
What was
I
that?
couldn't get that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying just to get you would give up all protection, court, however, and your rank. If the assassins were to come after you at that point, it would no longer be considered.
Just like
Oof.
Harry and Meghan.
Oh, right! Damn. I was just gonna like
Interesting.
her whisper. It's like, you could probably ask her if you can like steal something for her. My dad asked me to do that all the time.
And Emma, you may want to talk to the huntsman because I think it's the two of you guys that are going to do this and make the peace. So he may have some better ideas than turning you into a great mayor.
We also understand, like, don't ask us how we know this, that you have come into possession of Fey artifacts. The fairy tale book that is key to Tyr, and the associated key from Tyr to Nog. If you're willing to give this up, likewise would be considered a great gift, essentially, to promote the. If you were to give it to either queen.
Now the question is, why the fuck do they want it if it's a dead and desecrated kingdom?
Right?
What value does it hold?
And if you gave it to one queen and not the other, that's sort of like not neutral.
Yeah, that's not neutral either.
Right?
You could split it between the two things. You could give the key to one queen and the book to the other. So
let's do halvesies on the important key and book to a fallen kingdom. Halvesies.
Interesting.
Alan's sitting there trying not to giggle at the very idea of halvesies between two extremely powerful kingdoms.
Lady Emma's just rubbing her temples, oh my god, this is a political nightmare. This is why I ran away in the
at the same time is like Zumlar lets loose, basically, who's off in the distance, has managed to hear this conversation. He gives this sort of death glare all the way from across the room, as he hears split Tyr to Nog in half between basically the summer and winter court.
His eyes are screaming, "Fuck you, no!"
Yeah, that's yeah.
Because
he's trying to reclaim Tyr to Nog.
In half between the two winter and summer courts. That's not going to happen.
I'm telling you, stealing seems like a great idea if it's from another kingdom. I'm just saying.
None of these options seem good, you guys. They all seem terrible.
But you don't have to decide right now, and you can still talk to the huntsman. So you don't have to decide now.
Yeah, wait. We'll talk to the huntsman.
And your brother. Your brother may have some ideas.
Yeah.
As far away as this wedding, you have time.
With him, but yeah.
Oh my god, are we going to have the wedding at the orphanage? Oh my god.
Oh my god, we have to choose a child to sacrifice to the Winter Queen.
A child.
Oh my god. We would never be allowed within any we have a court order 200 feet away from all orphanages.
These are all because of how fey tales work. You're all aware, essentially, offering mortal children to the either fey court is considered a great boon. So, Lady Emma has never asked why that's the case. Essentially, she probably doesn't want to know.
Oh my god, no!
Wait, so it's a good thing?
Lady Emma knows this is none of the options are ever going to be good. Penance basically doing a wrong to either both courts at the same time. Let's go.
Okay, let's reevaluate this offering a child thing. I mean, this is coming from Lady Emma, who's chaotic neutral. If she offers a child from the orphanage, how bad is it to grow up in a fey court? That seems pretty cool, to be honest.
If you're a mortal, it might not be so great, because I don't think there's any fey at the orphanage. They're all mortals. So everybody I'm
saying that you would offer a mortal child, essentially.
Oh, okay.
It's Lady Emma's fully aware of the there's a great deal of basically pomp and circumstance for leaving behind a changeling, taking a mortal child into the Fey realm. This is long-standing Fey tradition. Unfortunately, Lady Emma doesn't understand the reasons why or what happens to the child once they're in the Fey realm. So this is one of those.
I feel David Bowie needs to be here.
But they're orphans, so it's Lady Emma's going, that might not be too bad.
Listen, Lady Emma is self-serving. She's trying to figure out what's in her best interest. Being pregnant is not in her best interest.
The intrusive thoughts in Owl's head are give them the child souls, and Owl's wait, where'd that come from?
Who said that?
Owl is going, that sounds like a wonderful idea. That would that solves everybody's problem.
Oh my god, no, she pulls it twice. She's like, that sounds like a wonderful. No, that sounds terrible. Never mind. And it's just looking at.
So Dirk's gonna send telepathy, and he's gonna say, Lady Emma, You don't have to decide now, but you can talk to your brother and you can talk to the huntsman. Let's not get pressured
Emma,
into any
Lady Emma's
decisions right now.
Lady Emma's emotional turmoil is like showing up on her face as the two twins sort of like smile in delight.
They're
Chaos.
just causing me problems.
Shall we
Alright,
suggest
Lady
more
Emma.
options, Lady Emma? These seem to be. We delight in your consideration of our terms.
Lady Emma's just gonna shake her head and be like, I think I've had plenty. I will work to figure something out, but I do appreciate the ideas.
They both a toast to your eminent broker as they hold up both of their glasses.
Lady Emma's gonna raise her glass in return.
All right, pick up an inspiration.
Yay! I have to figure out how to add my new special powers.
If you make a list, I can make you a feat. I just need to know what you need added.
I will put them in the chat.
All right, you're
I'm gonna
prior to your
take that.
quarters. You're all fully rested at this point. What are you? It's probably going to be about 3-4 more days here at Winter Palace if you're going to wait for the huntsman's return.
What are we doing?
I don't know. Lady Emma's tired
So,
of being
Are we supposed to be finding a way out?
Given a teleportation circle address, but you have to announce your departure with two
Right.
ladies. Generally, you probably would want to do that in secret. Find out other people find out where you're going. Essentially, they will probably stop you.
Do we
Well,
want
Probably
to?
try.
Do we want to send a message to Lady Emma's brother and the huntsman
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
and see if they think it would be safe for us to return to the summer
So who
court
do
at
you
this
who
time?
do you basically pull aside to ask? Seneschal, the twins, or perhaps Lady Maeve herself? Who do you want your butler and maid? Who do you want to do this?
Can Whisper go that far?
Ooh.
Whisper for once actually speaks back in common rather than the rocket. He's like, why, yes, I can travel my home realm after all.
When Owl realizes that everyone else heard him and didn't just hear, "Ah!" then she's like, baby's first words!
They can actually talk.
Owl's just like giving him head scratches and then, like a point of damage because of the spikes. Just, ow!
I've been able to talk this whole time. You just haven't been able to understand me.
I hear him all the time because he's a sweet boy. He usually is just
Was
asking
Lady
for
Emma
stuff.
nibbling
Alright.
at her?
You wish to write down your message, or do you want me to memorize it?
I think we should probably write it down.
I assume Lady Maeve, this is above table, Lady Maeve being essentially a god, could probably decipher thieves' can't.
So who are you delivering the missive to, I guess, is the other good question.
Wait, didn't Dirk have some sort of a ring where he could put the stamp on it, and then that way nobody could read it that wasn't authorized?
That is
Oh,
correct. You still have one of a Davenport seal that is express purpose to keep your missives from getting messed with.
Yeah, so I think we can give a,
Anybody who is not authorized tries to read your stamped scroll, it'll destroy it.
yeah, so I think we can give him something and seal it with the stamp and then send him. Do we want to just do the huntsman or just the brother or both? What do you think, Lady Emma?
Probably both.
Okay.
if we do both, I feel like Whisper deserves an extra special treat for all of his effort.
Lady Emma agrees.
But he doesn't really eat cookies though. He only eats flesh.
Well, he may find a few things to eat in the forest.
Subway eat flesh.
Get out!
You only eat
You
flesh.
monster! So probably just like finding a couple of like kingdom mouses for him to munch on for a second before he heads out.
Okay, so your in chat are your two abilities, Lady Emma, Misty Step number of times per day, proficiency bonus, Command of Sunstone, commanded mortal to do your bidding once.
Okay.
That does not include basically mortal elves or other beings, but it does include anybody that's considered a mortal.
Mortal as in they can't be killed, or mortal as in they live forever?
So it doesn't count anybody that is immortal, i.e. cannot be killed, that basically won't die of natural causes. So this includes most people in the material realm.
But not Davenport.
Not the Davenport.
No,
They would not be.
unfortunately.
Could you imagine?
And I don't think vampires.
But maybe that Neville.
Stealer cowl.
Neville.
Do we think Neville is a vampire at this point, or still a person?
Neville
Well,
is probably
yeah.
is like probably some sort of simulacrum clone of Devon. No, he's not considered mortal construct for all intents.
Okay.
If that is
Yeah,
what he
no-
is, in reality, a dispel magic would get rid of him.
There's
Well,
also his
spell
son.
magic doesn't get rid of like similar.
Does it?
Nope.
There's also his son, who probably has not made that deal, as far as I remember.
Wait. If Neville is a fucking simulacrum, how does he have offspring? What?
Afterward. Mm.
Well, he said he's his son. We don't know, I mean, biologically, if this is accurate or not. He could be another one. There could be two. One of them's just fresher than the other one.
Well, this is the other thing. Basically, there's nothing in the simulacrum saying it just says you're a perfect copy of the. You could perfectly have a son as a simulacrum, as far as I can tell.
Copy means perfect copy.
So many figuring out bloodlines.
Godzilla. So what do we want to put in the message, Lady Emma?
I don't know.
So, well,
What
I
do
think
we
we
wanna
want to
do?
ask him, is it safe for us to come back? Or should we wait
Oh, yeah.
here?
And can we-
You can always summon with Lady Maeve's approval, you can have your brother summoned to the Winter Court. You must come. So if you want to have a chat with your brother, that's possible. If you want to have a chat with the huntsman, that's probably not possible because it's held as a possible, basically, as a possible instigator in the palace affair that happened like 2 or 3 days ago. So he's still being investigated until his
get
story
married.
checks out. But you have no doubt his story will check out because it's honest. Actually, what happened.
I know, he's like strangely a good person.
So let's send him a message that, we're trying
You
to
want to
work
summon
things
your
out
brother
here.
to have a chat? That's perfectly possible. Like, he can come immediately.
Yeah.
All right. It's that very same day. You send out. You go to talk to the seneschal. You have a meeting, lady. The Raven Queens. Yes, you may summon your brother for a chat. Please let me know if anything of diplomatic import happens, like that affects peace negotiations. But otherwise, the rest of your private conversation you're forced to have with. I'll expect your report afterwards. She dismisses you, and the seneschal takes you to. So, are you delivering this message, or want us to deliver this message through normal diplomatic channels, or do you have another message delivery?
Probably a diplomatic
All right.
message would be
So I will
better.
take the message and have it delivered. Okay, that very same day, it's just like maybe an hour later. It's like you're the maid knocks on the door. Lady Emma, your brother has arrived through magical conveyance. I am to take you to him immediately.
Damn, that was fast.
Do any of the rest of your entourage need to attend as well, or no?
Dirk is definitely going to go and be no further away than outside the door.
Agreed.
Same.
All right. You all arrive. Your brother's. I want this to be a private meeting, but you all can wait outside. Does anybody disagree with this?
So Dirk's going to use telepathy to say, Lady Emma, is that okay with you?
Lady Emma's gonna nod at Dirk and be like,
Okay.
and send a message cantrip back and be like, just don't be too far behind.
Okay, so yeah, let us know if you need backup, and we will create a distraction.
Right. The butler and maid show everybody else to a sitting room that's next door. As Lady Emma and her brother seat themselves in a comfortable, warm. This is one of the few rooms that is actually warm. Been warm this whole time you're in here. It's just like Lady Emma's gonna have to remember essentially to ask for the the heat to be turned up, basically in the private quarters. Oh, it's slightly in there. The fire is actually red and gives off warmth. A sifter of brand. Your brother pours his stiff shot of brandy out of a sifter. You want to drink as well, sister? He does not hug you. He does not give you a warm welcome. He offers you a drink. That's the limit of his hospitality.
Lady Emma's gonna say like, no, thank you, brother. I have had plenty of tea today.
Your brother sort of plops down chair, crosses one leg over the other, and leans back. So, why am I here?
What? After 400 years, no one welcome?
No, you've caused so much trouble essentially for our household. Actually, I don't welcome you back.
Well, I never was the perfect sister, unlike you.
He basically takes a stiff, drinks all of his brandy from his in one shot. Basically, plops his glass down. Well, I'm biting my tongue, basically, unless I say something rude. So,
I asked you here because I am due to be married to the huntsman after 400 years, and they.
so he says, is that actually the case?
And you would doubt me.
No, I heard it from the huntsman himself. Essentially, I had no reason to believe him, though. But if you say so, I'll believe it.
Well, figure after 400 years of being 16, I might as well
Oh yes,
act my age a little bit.
you do cut a beautiful figure as an adult, but like he stands up basically.
Lawrence,
I'm sorry, I cut out there. So he stands up, his hand goes to his waist where he has a dagger, and he lunges across this space. Too bad, basically, you're not going to live that night, basically, to enjoy that beauty. I need an initiative check.
What the fuck?
So does Al hear this?
Yeah. So can Owl hear that last part? Because she's had her ear against the door, and Krishana had cast.
So I need a perception check to listen.
All right.
You do get.
What do I add for that? With
since you've had message up this messaging this whole time, basically, you do get like short eep from Lady Emma as a
Okay.
assault.
So Dirk's gonna everybody in.
so we can just.
I got a 21.
Zumlar's going to break down the door.
Well done.
Oh wait.
The
20
two
athletics
maid
check
and,
to break down the door.
maid and the butler are going, ho, 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 what's going on here?
Peril, peril, we need in.
Owl's just like smacking the door with her sword. It's like, hey!
Matt got a 20 to break through the door, and he's raging at this point.
Okay, I got a 21 initiative. Can I?
I got a nat 20
Yeah,
as well. Break 'em.
You basically start playing Ring Around the Rosie between your high back chair and your brother as he tries to get a good angle on you to get around it and stab you.
Can I blow this bitch up or what?
You're sort of leery of like actually he's your blood. But that doesn't seem to matter to him at this point, so you're going
Fuck it.
right, so what it's your call, lady.
Listen, he
So
who
what do you want to
strikes
do?
first gets lit up first.
Okay.
Alright. Ooh, can I cast Steelwind Strike?
Sure. All right. Do wins.
Okay, I got a 20 to hit. And then I got a 25 damage. But I get a few strikes, I think.
Let's see here. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter, basically. I guess you could target them all towards the creature.
Yeah.
Don't say anything different. All right, so the first strike, you basically see him take his. You see him basically reveal this sort of like golden arm brace on that's underneath his sort of military uniform and bash the first strike aside as it flashes into the ground with a loud clatter. About that period of time, the Mack is like bust down the door to the sitting room.
Zumlar is also there too because he got 20.
And then Dirk told the maid and the butler to go get the palace guard.
The bay, they immediately, Mum. It's like as they run off basically for the palace guard, as they start yelling for the guard, guard. It's like, okay, so I need the two people. Okay, so Mack, you busted down the door. Zumlar, you have a straight shot over to Prince.
So I'm going to take my javelin and just toss it at him. Throw it as hard as I possibly can.
Okay, you grab your javelin and throw it at him. Basically, you feel the heart, your heart stop and the blood congeal in your veins, basically as you're frozen solid.
What?
Hate when that happens.
Okay, so give me a con save.
Well, I can't say.
Lady Emma still gets 5 strikes at 25 points of damage, though.
Basically, keep on going. So he has a 20 AC. Just going. So just roll a 4d20 more, determine whether or not the rest.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Dirty 20. Okay, so you are just frozen solid, but not slain. So you're effectively unconscious. As Zumlar basically freezes into like almost a solid block of ice, falls over sideways.
I got a 10 on one and a 25 on the next one.
All right, yeah, keep on going to determine all the ones that. So we've got a total 5 strikes.
Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 39 points of damage on my third strike.
Okay.
I got an 18 on my fourth strike. Does that hit?
AC 20, I think.
Yeah, but
20. Okay.
does that
One more.
include your bonus?
All right, I got a 21.
Okay, so anything that clears 20 or above you.
So 35 plus 39 plus 25 points of damage
Okay,
because I
so
had 3 hits.
he deflects the first strike, but the next 2 strikes basically strike true. Likewise, I need a con save from Lady. Dirk, after seeing this, like, Zumlar go down, and then
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
okay.
You better. 20.
All right.
Ooh.
Lady Emma likewise freezes solid, basically, and collapses to the ground. The prince has a triumphant smile on his face as with his action, basically, he pulls a scroll from underneath his doublet and rips it, winks out of a cloud of sparkles. At that point, Dirk
I'm
basically
never
is
going
going, stop,
into a
stop,
room
everybody,
alone
don't swing a spell, don't swing a weapon. As Dirk has realized, essentially, that sort of death glamour or death curse that exists over the summer palaces, over the winter palaces.
Oh, that's right.
I didn't catch all of that. So
I'm saying that Dirk realizes quickly as the detective in him realizes, oh, wait a minute, there's probably a death glamour that prevents peace from being broken in the winter palace as well.
right, and we don't want to like shatter anybody while they're frozen. So let's take a look at Zumlar and Lady Emma.
All right. You can barely detect a pulse. Essentially, they are definitely not moving.
Would remove curse help?
Remove curse might help.
Krishana's got remove curse. Krishana, you want to try
Are they
that?
like frozen in ice or just like frozen in posture?
Frozen,
Okay.
as if their body, their blood has run cold and their heart is.
Can
Mack,
Alex
Nothing
knowing-
didn't happen because they made a save, so they're just unconscious.
would lesser restoration and or counterspell help?
Counterspell won't help. Dispel magic will help. Remove curse will probably help.
Oh, distill magic.
Greater restoration.
Okay, so Dirk's gonna go ahead and hit Zumlar with his wand of dispel magic.
Okay, so I need 19 or better on the roll. So you have
Arcana.
well, actually, it's your spell casting stat bonus. That's
Okay.
it.
Yeah. So I think for you, Dirk, Arcane Trickster, right? Or no,
No.
Bard.
It's a Bard
So it
rogue.
would be D20 plus whatever your charisma bonus is, because spellcasting.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll a d20, and that's a 15, and then my charisma bonus is a 3, so that's an 18.
So you need 19. Keep on going.
Okay. All right.
So you need a 16 or above on the.
Okay. Well, let's just do that again.
Do you want me to try and remove curse?
Yes. Lady
Okay.
Emma.
Okay, so I got
there
a
we
20
go.
on that
Okay,
one.
you got one of them so far. All right. So like,
Mhm.
Lady Emma takes a more flesh tones as frost like spells around her.
Okay, I think I have 5 on this one, so I'm gonna roll one more time on Zumlar.
If I
So
see
it's
actual
3,
like,
by the way. The
Oh, it is
one
3.
only has charges.
And if if I use the last one and I roll a nat 1, then it goes and fries or something.
That's correct. It goes poof.
Okay, well.
Here, go ahead. Let me try on Zumlar, and I'm going to cast
Okay.
remove curse.
Okay, so in this case, I'll need an Arcana. Because there's technically no opposed roll for. You do need an opposed roll to get rid of Lady magics. For all intents and purposes, she's a demigod. Okay, did not work that time.
I could try 2 more times.
You got 1 more charge off the wand and 2 more. So keep on going. Let's put it this way: Zumlar does not look all that hot. The longer he remains frozen, the more likely he is to actually die.
Ooh.
Can Owl also try to like see if like try to communicate to someone to see if the queen can come help?
It's another 20 on Zumlar.
you are not 3. What is happening? This has never happened to 3.
Dirk with the
I don't know
like.
what else is getting the
Dirk
conversation.
basically kisses the wand and is like, "Oh, please don't do this. Better work."
It's like
As
back
he
to back.
taps it on Zumlar, and he takes on a fleshy appearance again. The frost only appears to be riding his hands now, and he starts breathing like raggedly. Okay, so you're both at 0 hit points, point unconscious, dying. Okay, so they look. Most of them look particularly bad, as if they've basically been frozen in ice for about a week. Yes.
Yeah, can we start giving them some healing?
Maybe about like 30, 40 seconds later, when all these the Raven Wing Guard arrived, sort of guys in like light battle mail that sort of looks like there's a raven with raven helms, the black and black glaives, and sort of wicked looking barbed chains hanging from their belts. A medic among them basically checks on 2 down and starts healing them up. Okay, so you're both healed up to 50% hit points at this point from the medic. Like, you two are very, very lucky. The death curse normally kills mortals instantly.
I thought Lady Emma was a demigod, though. Is that what was just said, or am I?
Lady Maeve is a demigod.
Maeve.
Emma basically still simply archfey. She has not yet reached the lofty level of paladin. So, tell us in detail. A Raven Guard captain arrives. Tell me in detail what happened here.
May I suggest Zone of Truth at the moment?
Zone of
Actually, no,
truth.
never mind. Mack wouldn't know what that is.
Chaplain, establish a zone of truth if that is helpful. Why? I don't know why you would lie about your own experience, though. That seems very foolhardy.
We were outside. So Dirk's gonna say we were outside. Lady Emma called for help, and we came in, and her brother was trying to stab her. And then he cast a spell on her and on one of her paladins, and both of them went frozen cold, and we thought we were going to lose them. And then we did see the prince, or the lord, whatever he is.
Let the captain. Let me correct you there. The prince champion cast no such spell. He fell prey to our castle defenses. When you tried to attack him, probably trying to bait you into attacking.
Well, he had a dagger out, and she had a chair and was trying to block him with the chair. So it seems like he was trying to stab her with the dagger.
Well, unfortunately, got what you wanted, but he also probably didn't manage to get Lady Emma to kill herself. So.
Although he doesn't know that yet, because when he left, she was frozen, and he might not have realized that we had the means to unfreeze her before it was too late. So
he also burned a piece of paper. I don't know what it was, but
he shredded the paper. Yeah. So he doesn't necessarily know that she's okay.
Around, like, Captain, there's a remnants of a teleportation scroll here. Already used, however. Looks like he had a way back out to the castle.
So aren't those supposed to, like, if they're within your castle, automatically go to a security place here?
That is true, but I assume he has like special arrangement past her.
So if he's got that, then he may have something that that allows him to operate outside the glamour of peace as well. Because
that is also possibly true. The fact that he was able to get in here at all, basically draw a weapon. The fact he was able to get out of here at all sort of indicates that he has allies with the palace. We'll have to really start searching around.
And I think right now,
that's you have from that scroll.
Yeah, and let's try and put a disguise on Lady Emma, and take her out back to the quarters, because nobody knows that she's alive right now except the people that are standing right here.
Right, the captain who's this sort of female Shardakai woman, basically gray elf. She gathers together all the people. All right, you lot are sworn to secrecy, only to report to me or the Seneschal or Lady Maeve. Do not speak of what you have seen here or heard here. Satisfied with that?
Yes. Thank
All
you.
right.
I believe this was very important.
Here,
Thank you. And Dirk's going to
Medic,
look at all of them.
Owl's getting a little.
Lady Emma and you, essentially, the frost on your boots. Lie over in these stretchers and we'll put some cloths over you so people assume you're dead. Ferry the bodies back to their private quarters now. Report to me when this is done.
Okay. Krishana and Al, can we have some crying, please?
You got
Lady
it,
Emma,
boss.
play dead.
Like, smacks herself in the eyes.
Yeah.
Krishana will try her best, but she's not good at being deceitful.
Get ferried back to your private quarters as the Lady Emma and Zumlar sit up from behind their mortuary sheets. It's like, here. The butler and the maid are still sitting inside. Who are let's say the butler and maid are in here with you. Well, now I think all bets are off whether or not we can ensure your security here inside the Winter Palace. More assassins are going to arrive out of the woodwork if they realize the lady is not dead. Do you have means of escaping now?
We have
Theoretically,
We
book to Tirnanog could take us there, and then we could get out. I'm thinking of it almost like a Hearthstone from WoW. We have a one-way trip to a place we know better than this place.
Okay, we also have that ring that Lady Emma got. We don't know if it's safe or not, but it looks
And
like it.
You got a
To go-
teleportation ring address from an interested third party, essentially.
Does Maeve know? Does Lady Maeve know that my brother attacked me? Is it acceptable for us to leave now?
It will be reported almost immediately. But we can promise you we are representatives of Lady. You can roll. Anybody can roll insight to figure out whether or not they're telling the truth.
Yeah, I think Dirk is not
I mean-
awesome at insight, but he's going to try it. Oh, well, actually, it's not bad.
Owl has like a +3.
Okay, just rolling it if you don't trust these
It's
individuals.
a 12.
Dirk is going to seem up and up to me.
Yeah, they seem fine to me, guys. But it
No,
is...
we're on that
Owl-
20.
Owl did a 22.
22.
Okay.
Owl is going. Well, probably given they were assigned by the Seneschal, it's probably a good bet that they're loyal subjects of the Winter Court.
I'm just more sus about the lower echelons or the lower, I guess the lower guards, the ones that are being promised to secrecy. It's those are the ones that are sketching her out a little bit.
But Owl is of the firm opinion that the only sure way is to talk to the Seneschal or the Lady Maeve herself. But this sort of, unfortunately, probably tips your hand, essentially, that something else is going on with your group.
Yeah.
I think we do need some loud wailing. So Dirk is going to wail by the door so that if anybody goes by, they're hearing the sounds. And it'll muffle whatever you guys are saying.
Here,
Okay.
perhaps prove our sincerity, we can activate crying mirrors and you can have a direct conversation with Lady Maeve.
This makes me beg the question: does Maeve want peace?
Yes, very much so.
Because I don't know who does and who doesn't. Mack isn't smart enough to keep track of the political intentions here.
I feel like
Lady
Owl-
Maeve didn't want peace, essentially. Lady Emma would be dead right now.
Fair point. Fair point.
Yeah, she's been the most trustworthy person we bumped into. The summer court seems to be riddled with all kinds of
Well, technically, this
agents.
court is riddled with all sorts of intrigue as well.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, but at least they'll backstab you to your face.
Yeah. Feel
We
like
hate you. We'll tell you we hate you.
They wheel out one of the mirrors from the dresser, one of the side rooms, full length mirror. It's like the maid sort of whispers something into the frame of the mirror, and the imperious figure of the Raven Queen appears with her raven crown. She seems to be sitting at a dresser with there's some makeup out in front of her and something.
Just
Well, it seems essentially we have intrigues within intrigues. So what is your decision?
I'll look to Lady Emma.
Lady Emma's just gonna say the wedding. This has just shown me that the wedding must go on, so that there may be peace between our lands.
The crown here's your sincere words. Warms my dark heart. Now, a more pressing matter. Do you wish? You have my leave to leave the castle. Continue to. One of my spies here will give you a token of my favor. Use to contact, and do be in touch with as often as possible. Do not want any beats of basically you going missing.
And Dirk's gonna say,
Of
Emma,
course.
ask her if she thinks that the huntsman and Lord, whatever his name are safe at the summer court. They're being
You beat
held
him?
there. Yes. Do you think they're safe at the summer court?
Lady Emma's gonna relay the
didn't
message
whisper,
to
essentially,
the Raven Queen.
No, of course they're not safe in the summer. They never were. Now that the head of the investigation, fortunately, the head of the investigation, captain of the Summer Guard, and not champion, but now that the prince, now that the champion of summer has tipped his hands as being allied with the war faction, complicates matters greatly. May not be able to get them back for months at the.
Whoopsie.
You guys, this also means that my brother cannot take over the throne as the king of the first court.
Looks like you're
Right.
gonna be a queen.
Yes, queen.
Well, that very much could still be the. That's your choice.
So,
We will know he's a known enemy.
Lady Emma, ask her if she wants us to just hide for a while or if there's something that you need to do.
Again, Lady Emma's gonna relay the message to the Raven Queen.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. Simply make your choice. Go. Like the less I know about, it, the better. These walls have ears. It's not, unfortunately. This is not a very. If you're going to escape, simply escape.
Lady Emma's gonna give a curt nod and then what am I doing? Casting Dimension?
So you could either try to teleportation circle to this. You could either teleportation circle to this new teleportation circle address, unknown teleportation, in the mortal realm somewhere. Or alternately, you could use the Book of Fairy Tales to arrive back with.
What do you guys think?
Funny enough, the Huntsman's Lodge is one of those places that is listed in the Book of Fairy Tales. There's some other summer court locations listed as well. So there is strangely enough, basically Castle Sunstone is listed in the Book of Fairy Tales. You could travel. So you have the Golden Castle in Tirnanog, the Huntsman's Lodge. There's something called the Pool of Infinities. I have no idea what the frick that is. And
What do you
then
guys
the Winter Ballroom, you're guessing, is actually in the Winter Palace, so it's like probably not where you want to go because you're there right now.
I think.
do we want to go back to the
Tirnanog seemed to curse everybody the last time we were there.
Yeah.
And the Yellow King turned up in the desert, right? So I think that's probably not our first choice. Maybe we go someplace in the mortal realm because I think we know what to trust there better than we do in the Fey Court. We don't seem to have a good enough understanding of the history and what political intrigue's been going on. So all of those places sound perilous.
I was just like, I want to go home.
Yeah, maybe we should go to that new place in the mortal realm. Yeah.
Okay. All right. The butler and the start clearing a big open area on the floor. They provide you with all the materials required. All right, so you don't have to spend money for the gemstone dust magic. All right.
That's nice.
All right. These materials were prepared for you in actuality. So we will leave the room. We likewise don't want to know where you're headed. So good luck as they step outside, do a pair of curt bow and a curtsy, and shut the.
Thank you for all your help.
Thank you. And she does that one final like bow one more time, awkwardly.
So, Al, what are you going to take from the room?
Yeah, right? No, exactly. I wanted to take a feather so bad. Are there any little dumb trinkets that Owl can grab?
Well, let's see here. There is a black candlestick candle holder that has the face of an imp on one side and face of an angel on the other, cherub angel on the other. Roll a d20 for me.
Okay.
Oh, can Lynn use to collect basically horribly cursed objects from various different planes?
All right, D20. Roll. There it goes. I rolled a 3.
Okay. All right. And you find this, and you find in a cabinet nearby, essentially, a stash of these dark candles with silver sparkles. Oh, pretty.
Sparkly! Oh no. I was just gonna tuck them in her pocket. It's just sparkly.
Ooh,
So she won't
shiny.
miss that,
You put
right?
the candlestick in your pack. All right, there you go.
Yay! Thank you.
All right.
We won't miss that.
At
We're
the
all
period
good.
of time, Lady Emma finishes describing the magic circle on. All right, everybody, gather up. It's like as she incants the arcane words, runes begin to rise up off the become magic and ethereal and rise up off the ground and spin and twirl around you. You all fall through the floor, and then when the falling sensation stops, you are somewhere else. You're in a deep underground cavern someplace. You're standing in the middle of another silvered teleportation circle. Off on one side is this horrific idol of like corpulently fat individual head made up of tentacles. There's like short bat wings sort of prop out from the center of this thing's back. The statue is not all that large, maybe about tall. The Krishana basically Maya mentions under her breath. A black gem sort of sits in the forehead of this statue, maybe at 10-foot level. This whole room is sort of lit with like greasy oil braziers that sit at 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock. So like a big X. And the 8 o'clock position. There's a large set of double doors to your right and to your left. And other than that, there appear to be horrific, basically, scenes of sacrifice of like every sentient species basically being flayed open, basically, and dismembered all the way around the edge, basically, in this giant carousel of this inlay that goes around the upper edge room.
Couldn't we have gone someplace nice?
How delightful.
There's a blood ring, basically like a drain that goes all the way around the edges, where there's some suspicious bloody, dark brown substance stains that basically cross. Could be dried blood. All right. The brass doors to your right and left have what appear to be door pulls that sort of look like stylized tentacles. At about that period of time when you arrive, there's a loud gonging, like the sound of doom. Bong.
God.
Is there anywhere to hide, Lord?
You're looking around. There isn't like unless you hid behind the statue. You're going. I do not want to hide behind the statue of an evil god. This seems like a bad plan. There's a rattling of keys at one door to your right.
Can we duck out the one on the left?
I was about to say, it sounds like a good
One
plan.
on the left, it is locked.
Okay. Would that universal key thing that we've got on the wand fit it? The one that I think, Lady Emma, you have that one, right?
It fits everything.
It looks like a normal like tumbler lock, modern lock. It doesn't look like ancient lock like you would stick the wand.
Oh, okay. Can I have a quick go at it then?
You actually have the. Are you actually subclass thief or no?
Rogue. I'm half rogue.
No,
What's your rogue
your
subclass?
subclass actually a thief?
Oh,
Because
no.
only thief has access to fast lockpick. Everybody else has to lockpick.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so you start working on it. Give me, if you roll high enough, we'll get it open before they get the door open. So go ahead.
Can Al have sleep prepared?
Guidance.
Thank you.
She's thinking, hurry, 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 la 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 la, hurry.
Okay, so that's 12, and then guidance is that 1d8 now?
D4.
Okay. Okay, so that's 4 and 12, so 16.
You're getting the door. You basically, haha, about the door. Time the door opens on the other side. It's,
Can I bonus action give her an inspiration, Bardic?
well, you're gonna give it or both. Yeah, sure. So go ahead and roll the inspiration.
Okay, and that's a
Roll an extra
1d6.
I
D6.
think I'm a D8 now.
Now a D8.
Okay, oh, and that was a 1.
Yeah, they didn't change the outcome any, unfortunately.
Sorry,
Right.
Krishana.
You're getting the door open about the same time. You go, haha, I got it. And it's like the door swings open. There's these two men in red robes, Order of Hermes symbol, like blazoned on their left lapel. They like flip back their hoods, like, wait, don't mean you any harm.
Roll insight. Somebody who's good at it.
What's that? Insight.
Oh wait, Doug's
I have a
good
plus
at
9 in
that.
that.
Dirk's got a +8. That's a 21.
Okay, they
That
seem to
is
be
funny.
they seem to be genuine and honest as they have their hands out in front of them and they're not reaching for wands or any other. They're not making any sudden moves at the moment as they're holding their hands and just wait.
Okay, Dirk's gonna say, "Keep talking."
If you met
Oh,
our good friends, we're a neutral faction within the Order of Hermes. We don't exactly agree the current direction.
Okay. I think there's a lot to disagree with, so we probably have some things in common.
Then, shall we retire to a more comfortable place to talk, and then we can have a discussion about how we can help each other.
Do we know of a comfortable place nearby so we aren't just trusting them?
You are like more comfortable than the Temple to the Soul.
Yeah, I think
I,
not here would be good.
Give us essentially this is the only teleportation circle.
Wait, sorry, you cut out after teleportation circle?
All right, this forgive us essentially for choosing this particular location for you to teleport into, but this is the only teleportation circle within this.
Ah, gotcha.
So please come with us.
Do you have to leave it so bloody? Just like following?
Okay, I got a 21 insight, so I think it sounds plausible there'd be factions here.
They're not immediately hostile to you. They do seem to be very intent on wanting to talk to you, although probably attacked by now.
Yeah,
And brought a whole lot more people because two of these guys is nowhere near enough to take on your whole group.
I don't really want to stand here with the statue. I have a bad feeling about wisdom saves in the statue.
Yes, the statue gives everybody the. Please come.
Let's follow them.
Owl's low key.
They lead you down a long corridor. Take a left into another set of like bronze double doors, with tentacle handles, and Inside is a normal like boardroom with a large mahogany table, high back leather chairs. There's some goblets of wine have already been poured out. There's a pastry tray sitting in the middle of the middle. All right. On short notice, essentially, this is what we have. Otherwise, I would entertain you more lavishly. We're not gonna. I'm not gonna give you our name. We're not gonna. We generally you are. You've so we are. Let us say we do not agree with the current Davenport regime, overseeing the Order of Hermes. So we will do whatever we have in power to help you. And that's where we're going to end it for this.
Dang.
Oh, thank you for
Dang.
Krampus and the Huntsman Santa. That was fabulous.
That was amazing.
So let's see. We were at the summer court, then we were in the woods, then we were at the winter court, and now we're like deep underground in the Order of Hermes. So like, bam, bam,
Right.
bam, bam. Go Lawrence.
Right?
It's almost like we're at Epcot, right?
Yes. Oh, that was the funny thing. So I need to tell you about the that Rebel Experience ride. It's just like I guess the Disney engineers are better at hiding the line at this point because like it's two like interactive things. Essentially, one where you were like, and it was all part of the line. It's like you were in this like space shuttle simulation where say you're getting captured as rebel, and then there was another where you were being debriefed by a first order like lieutenant saying like your petty rebels basically are doomed, and then they eventually led you to the actual ride.
Oh, that's cool though.
But it was kind of a neat way of hiding the fact you were still in the.
Yeah.
We had a special election here, and it was in the 20s, and so it was the entire congressional district for this part of Virginia, and we picked 8 different locations, and no matter where you were registered, you would go to one of those 8 and vote there. And so it was backed up about 3 hours at one location. And mine, it was only backed up like 20 to 30 minutes, but people were still coming in the door just like literally blue to come vote. But we were like, we were pulling them in, and then they had to fill out one form, and then they had to take that form and go to another place, and then they were getting a ticket. And I said, it's like Disney. Go get in that line over there, and then you'll get to that line. Oh
And you were instead of a Mickey Mouse hat, you were wearing a moose hat.
We had 5,200 people come through there in the cold. It was just
Wow.
It was nice to see some people bothering to vote. Because our representative of the Congress passed away suddenly, like within weeks of getting elected.
Wow.
Didn't mean to be a downer, but it was all about the Disney lines, which I was just like, people totally get that.
Mm-hmm.
So tell Dion I need pictures, Lawrence. I told her she could wait till she got back.
Yes, so she'll need some pictures.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Thanks, guys. This was good therapy after dealing with the roofers all day, and I appreciate you. And happy holidays. God. And
I just thought of something. Never mind.
Okay, well, happy holidays, and we'll see you guys next week, right? Because next week is going to be, is that New Year's Day? What is it?
Good question.
It's the second, so